I'd like to call this meeting of the Internal Services Committee to order. Pledge of allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next item is to adopt the agenda. Do I hear a motion?
Romano adopts the agenda.
Zinner, support.
Thank you. Commissioner Romano made a motion to adopt, supported by Zinner. Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote.
Motion passes 10-0.
Thank you. Next item, approval of the minutes. The minutes dated November 10th, 2021. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Support Zinner.
Thank you. Commissioner Wallace, supported by Commissioner Zinner, made a motion to approve the minutes. Any discussion?
Chair, this is Commissioner Song. I can't pull up the minutes. Is anyone else having issues?
Oh, the attachment's there, but when you open it, it's not there. It's not her.
Yeah, it's coming slow. Getting there. It's coming slow, I guess.
Okay. Thank you.
Anything else on the minutes? Hearing none, please vote.
Yes.
Commissioner Song votes yes.
Motion passes 10-0.
Thank you. The next item is public participation. This is the first opportunity for public participation for those who wish to speak for a maximum of 3 minutes on any item that's on today's agenda. Later, there'll be a second opportunity for public participation for those to speak on any item. Anybody in the public wish to speak on an agenda item? Anyone in the public wish to speak on an agenda item? Hearing none, we'll close public participation. Move to item 6, department recommendations. The first item, 6A, budget amendment, capital improvement fund, QRadar implementation.
Chair, I'll make the motion to combine items A and B for full board.
Thank you. Is there a second? Thank you. Commissioner Farrington made a motion to combine and move to full board 6A and B, supported by Commissioner Wallace. Jaco?
Thank you, Commissioners. Good afternoon. In short, QRadar is a monitoring tool that we need to satisfy our CGIS audit requirements. In third and fourth quarter of this year, we did 7 different CGIS audits all over the county, obviously with Michigan State Police. The audits have shown a deficiency that needs to be addressed in collecting and reviewing log files. In working with Michigan State Police in this requirement, they've suggested that we use a product called QRadar. Macomb County does not currently have a tool in place for this logging. QRadar has an annual subscription of $41,328.12, and that obviously is a software as a service, so maintenance-wise, that is the cost every single year to use this product. What we're asking for today is in our 21 budget as monitoring tools, and we want to get the money from there to pay for this. We are not going to be in a position yet to implement it. And the reason for that is the monitoring software we can purchase from MyDeal, which is a state of Michigan organization that's go and bid out all sorts of different government solutions. So we can buy the software under that, but it does not include the installation fees, which from a quote that we got is round about the same amount. So the total cost will be about $80,000. We don't want to do that yet. We want to bid it out and get a company that can do the implementation for us. But we do want to buy the licensing this year. And the main reason for that is that we have to, on the 5th of January, we have to respond to Michigan State Police and let them know, where we are with the different items that have to be remedied in our audits. And if we buy the licensing, at least we can show that we are doing our due diligence at the county. The pricing we get for the licensing is very, very competitive. We couldn't find it cheaper anywhere else. And like I said, it is a MyDeal price that, we buy off and governments can buy off of because it is already bidded out. So in other words, in 2022, we will come back to you, for the cost of the actual implementation of the product.
Thank you. Commissioner Kleinfeld.
Thank you, Chair. I'm curious about the audits. Is this a routine thing? Do they randomly select counties? How did that come about?
They do these audits about every 2 to 3 years. And it's all the departments that use or work with CJIS data, like the prosecutor's office, sheriff's office, the courts, and all of those. And they don't necessarily do all of them when they start doing it, but this year, I don't think they've done it. I think the last one that we did was 2018, maybe early 19. So this year, they really went through quite a few. I think most of our CJIS departments. Like I said, we did 7 this year, and I think that covers all of them.
So have we been flagged on this in previous years?
Not on this one.
Okay, so this is a new thing. And I'm
Yeah.
looking at what it says is the full audit, and it's a strange version of an audit for me. It's not what I'm used to seeing. Is this the actual audit, or is just this the outcome of the audit?
That's the outcome of the audit that we put in the package.
Okay.
And that, once we have that, then they give you time to remedy, the situation. And, our experience has been with the Michigan State Police, as long as you show due diligence and make sure that you get in compliance.
And was this listed as a material weakness or a significant deficiency in the audit?
I don't know that it was listed as how significant it was, or even if they do it at, different levels. But it is something that you have to remedy.
Okay,
It's
if
an
you would,
expectation.
when you get a chance, take a look
I
at
will
the
do that.
audit and just let us know if it was listed as either one of those. I'd appreciate that. That's all I have. Thank you, Chair.
Commissioner Farrington.
Thank you, Chair. Jacob, thanks for coming.
Right, Commissioner?
It makes a lot of sense automating the system with all the information I'm seeing that it was supposed to be put in manually. I guess my question is based upon other departments, because you said you're using something that's been used elsewhere. What kind of savings did they have in personnel costs from the manual systems to automating it?
Well, quite honestly, I don't think that, I think reading through the audit, what they say is specifically the words that I read. In the event of an audit processing failure, Windows does not provide alerts to appropriate agency personnel, and the audit reports are not reviewed, analyzed at least once a week. So that is what they require of us. And that is not something I think that anybody really has done up
Okay.
until this point. So implementing this software will give us the ability to make sure that that happens.
Got it. So it's more about the value add versus the time savings.
That's correct.
So you mentioned there's no maintenance cost, but it is a $41,000 annual cost, which is basically the same thing.
It's a maintenance cost. It's we've had that
Okay.
discussion before.
I just want
but
to make sure everyone was aware.
It's a
'cause you said no
software as a
maintenance.
service.
Yeah, you said
Yeah.
no maintenance. It is a
Yeah.
annual cost of 41,000. And then you said there's an additional one-time, maybe
One-time maintenance,
41,000.
and that's the portion that we're going to bid out.
All right. Thank you very much, Jacob. Thank you, Chair.
Seeing no other speakers, please vote.
Motion passes 11 to 0.
Okay, moving on to item 6C, agreements for information technology maintenance agreements for the first quarter 2022, package number 2 for $378,411.34. Do I have a motion to move to full board? Thank you. Commissioner Nard made a motion to move this to full board, supported by Commissioner Farrington. Jacob?
Commissioners, this is our regular maintenance agreements as they come up. We have 4 that we're asking for today, which is Blue Water Technology at $152,000. That is our video wall maintenance and the certification fee that we pay every year to maintain that environment. Then also Can-Am Teller point of sale system that's being used by the Treasurer's Office. Was implemented, I think, in 2019, $39,540. Mitchell & McCormack, which is the M&M system for health, and that is at $150,121.24. And then the last system is the Tract system that was originally implemented by veterans and being used by them in health and community services for $36,750.
Thank you, Chair. Jaco, the blue water video wall, could you just clarify what that is? Is that the video wall at Comtech?
That is the video wall at Comtech and the maintenance of the video wall. It really covers quite a bit of, the systems, although, as I was explaining to Commissioner Van Sickle earlier, there is some equipment today that's really so old that we cannot warranty it anymore. So we have a small, and that's equipment like televisions. For instance, the 54 televisions that's on the video wall, if one of them break, we buy a new one. There's no need really to put maintenance on them for them to replace them free or
Okay.
for free.
So this coverage is not maintenance then?
It is maintenance.
It is maintenance, so what kind of
Yeah,
maintenance
and
would it be if you're replacing?
It's about $70,000 for maintenance, and we pay a certification fee for the rest of the money, which is, about the same, to certify the equipment that is old, because the video wall was implemented in 2013. So equipment's starting to get really old. So the company that do this for us cannot just do this as if it is new equipment. So we have to pay that certification fee.
Okay.
So it is maintenance, it is all of that, but there are some of the equipment that's not covered under maintenance.
All right, thank you for the clarification. Thank you, Chair.
Seeing no other speakers, please vote.
Motion passes 11 to 0.
Thank you. Moving on to 6D, Budget Amendment Capital Improvement Plan, Software Defined Network Environment Finance Payment Number 2 of 5 for $1,126,696.49. Do I hear a motion to move to full board?
Support Nard.
Thank you. Commissioner Hall made a motion to move this to full board, supported by Commissioner Romano. Jacob?
Commissioners, as some of you might recall, we engaged a company called Prosecutor in 2020 to implement software-defined networking for us. The first phase of that was done through CARES Act money and has been completed. The second phase of that is the capital portion that we have to pay in 5 equal interest-free payments. The second phase is pretty much done. It'll actually be done this coming weekend. And then we will be done with the whole project. But what we're asking for today is the second payment. We made the first payment earlier this year, so early next year we'll make the second payment, and then we have 3 more payments left to make for this product.
Seeing no speakers, please vote.
Motion passes 11 to 0.
Thank you. Item 6E, Budget Amendment, Capital Improvement Fund, Prosecutor's Office Digital Evidence Management Solution, $67,934.40. Do I hear a motion to move to full board?
I'll move 6E and F.
Thank you. Commissioner Kleinfeld made a motion to move 6E and F to full board, supported by Commissioner Wallace. Jaco?
This is to request approval for a cloud software as a service digital evidence management solution for the Macomb County Prosecuting Office. The office consists of approximately 22 units working with approximately 27 police agencies. The Prosecutor Office Discovery Unit prepares media, which is CDs, DVDs, flash drives, PDFs, and so forth, for defense attorneys that they use in criminal juvenile cases. They prepare a very high volume of these files and redacted files. Over the course of a year, the prosecutor's office provides discovery on approximately 12 to 15,000 cases. Each case have 1 to 2 CDs, DVDs, or flash drives that have to be moved back and forth. And then when you look at capital offense cases, it goes up to even 10 or more of these items. Axon Enterprise Incorporated was the lowest qualified bidder of the 6 received for the digital management solution. Axion's cloud SaaS solution allows for ancillary departments, police agencies, and defense counsel to electronically exchange discovery to the prosecutor's office. The solution will also assist with the prosecutor's office electronic media retention and decrease the in-person delivery and pickup of media to and from police departments and the warehouse. Most importantly, the solution will help the prosecutor's office to provide discovery in a timely manner and meet statutory discovery request timelines. And as you can see, we have the prosecutor here as well, Mr. Lucido.
Thank you. Commissioner Kleinfeld?
Thank you. I have 2 things to ask about, and the first is that their original bid was the $42,000, and then afterwards, I guess you guys talked, and there were some things missing, and so it went from 42 up to 67. My question relative to that is, when you realize that, is that after you've already chosen them, so we're not comparing we're using their original bid as the comparison, and we don't know if the others had that included or not. And this isn't just to this particular one. It's frequent, so it's technology in general. I guess I'm just trying to figure out the process. Do you go by the bids and choose them, and then after discussion it gets revised?
Yeah, the way that it normally works, what we do is we sit down, we do obviously list all the requirements for the RFP. My office worked with the prosecutor's office for more than a month to collect all this information. Once all that information is collected, we put that in the bid and then go out to bid. Once you receive those bids back, as much as you try to pinpoint everything that needs to happen and what you ask for, companies provide those in different flavors, in different ways, shapes, or forms. So you got to make sure that all the requirements are properly met. We do that with briefings after the fact, and we usually choose the top 3 or 4 companies that we believe make the cut on cost and things like that. Once we get to that point, then we have interviews with all of them and sit down and discuss what's outstanding, what's not outstanding, and make sure that all the requirements are met.
So it's actually done before the final selection then?
Yeah, the final selection then, once you make the final selection, then you have the company that you want to do business with.
Okay.
But we do this in post-bid interviews.
Okay, so my second question is with regard to Metro Technologies. We've got the letter that says we've been working with the prosecutor's office to procure a new digital evidence management solution. Are we paying Metro Technologies to do that? Do we have a contract with them?
Yes, we have a contract.
And why do we not do that in-house?
We have a contract with Metro Technologies, and I've mentioned before at the board here, the person that does this from Metro Technologies has extensive experience in government specifically with bids and things like that. So we bid that out because we want to make sure that the process is done correctly. And rightfully so. I have project managers in my office that do some of that. So sometimes we work with them. If it's not needed, we run it in-house. But when it comes to these bigger projects, we prefer to do it through Metro Technologies.
Is it a percentage of the cost of the project? Is the contract based on a percentage of the cost of the project?
No, it is just on an hourly basis the person spent
Okay,
to help
and
us.
just out of curiosity, did we vote on that contract?
Yes.
Okay.
And that contract is coming up in 2022. I promise you in 2022, I'll come back to the board with a new RFP. Same request we did last time.
That's specific to this job, okay, because I didn't...
Not specific to the contracting.
I mean, specific to doing the bid stuff, because we've had them for a lot of things, I just didn't specifically remember for this, so I'll just keep an eye out for that. Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you, Commissioner Hall.
Thank you, Chair. Jacob, you've already answered my first question. You have sat with the prosecutor's office, identified the criteria. Do you feel confident this is the best possible system out there to meet the needs of the prosecutor's office?
Mr. Lucidio can probably answer that better, but I can tell you from my
I'd rather
standpoint.
have you answer.
I can tell you from my standpoint. We from IT as well as the prosecutor's office provided all the resources we need. All the questions were answered. We're very comfortable in our process that we make sure that once we implement a system that, that's the best possible system for us. So
Thank you.
we're very confident.
Thank you, Chair.
Jacob, is there going to be any question if we stop using Axon as to who owns the data?
This is a SaaS solution, just like, any other solutions. We write those into our contracts with the organizations and make sure that the data is available for us. We've went through some process with other companies, and that is one of the things we make sure that our data is available.
Okay, good, thank you. Seeing no other speakers, please vote.
Motion passes 11-0.
Thank you. Moving on to items 6G and H. The budget amendment for Capital Improvement Fund Environmental Health Digitization Project for $20,095.35. Do I hear a motion to move to full board?
Motion for full board, Farrington.
Thank you. Commissioner Farrington made a motion to move this to full board, supported by Commissioner Kraft.
Point of order, Chair, are we moving G and H together or just G? Because you mentioned it, but
G and H.
Okay,
The motion was G and H. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Jaco, you're on.
Commissioners, in 2020, we came to you with this CARES Act project. Original project was $162,078.05. At that time, an assessment was made of the work that needs to be done. And it turned out, now that most of the stuff has been done, that there was an original 65 boxes that was not accounted for in the original scope, as well as 15 additional boxes that health find, in the last few months. What we would like to do is, because CARES Act is running out now, end of this year, what we would like to do is continue the project and do the last part of it, the boxes that have been discovered, which is going to cost, this $20,000 that we're asking for here. There is money in next year's budget for the Department of Health for scanning specifically, $25,000, and that's the money that we want to use to complete this project.
Thank you. Commissioner Kleinfeld?
Jaco, I just wanted to thank you. This is a change order, and we've had years where we didn't have change orders coming forward. I was actually delighted to see this come forward. I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no other speakers, please vote.
Motion passes 11-0.
Thank you. Moving on to 6I, Purchase Property Insight, Register of Deeds, Parcel ID, Analytics, and Tract Indexing for $73,500. Do I hear a motion to move to full board?
So moved by Nard.
I heard Commissioner Haw, Commissioner Haw made a motion to move to full board, supported by Commissioner Nard. Jaco?
The Macomb County Register of Deeds, and I have Jennifer Walker from Register of Deeds here with me today. They've recently implemented the Tyler Eagle Recorder for recording all land records. Unlike the neighboring counties of Wayne and Oakland, Macomb lacks a comprehensive track index system to search and identify land records by legal description, address, or parcel ID. While reviewing the original scope of work, it was determined that it is not only in the best interest of the public, but also for several county departments to have the ability to share the data across several platforms. There has been a duplication of efforts to input several fields based on parcel ID, legal description, and property address between all the departments. Therefore, the Register of Deeds has initiated a project that includes the analysis of these data tables between the departments. A request for qualifications was issued, and a consulting firm for tract indexing and parcel ID data analytics was posted and sent to several engineering companies. Post-bid interviews were held, and the most qualified company was Property Insight, is the company that was chosen. Based on the discovery phase, which is what this is, it's just a discovery phase, it's not the complete or full project. IT and Register of Deeds will proceed to the Board of Commissioners with an overall scope and contract for the project once the discovery phase has been completed. The request, therefore, at this point in time is to contract with Property Insight to do the discovery phase.
Thank you. Commissioner Kleinfeld.
Thank you, Chair. On this one, Jaco, I saw where it says that you interviewed 3 after the bid process, but what we didn't get this time is a list of any of the bidders or even the 3 finalists that I can see. Unless I'm missing something, I didn't see anything except for that particular one. Not going to cause me to vote no on it, but just to...
I will look into that, Commissioner, because when we do this, we always provide the bid document and some basic documents, so I don't know what happened here if that was not included.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Seeing no other speakers, please vote.
Motion passes 11-0.
Thank you. Moving on to item 7, public participation. This is an opportunity for anybody in the public to speak on anything. Anyone wish to speak? Anyone in the public wish to speak? Thank you. We'll close public participation, move on to commissioners' comments. Commissioner Kleinfeld.
Thank you, Chair. I know I've brought this up before. As of this morning, Joe gives us a hard time about not asking our questions in advance, but none of the attachments for tomorrow's meetings were on this morning. I did check, and they're on this afternoon. But they weren't on this morning, and that's not unusual for them to, and I understand that there's a series of things that happened, and one of them is final approval from the chairs of the different committees. And it may have changed how we do it, but we would approve an item and then approve another item, but they would go up. We wouldn't have to wait for final approval of everything, and I think that may have changed with the newer chairs. I just want the chairs to be aware that those of us who aren't chairs are waiting to be able to see that information. I did try to go on the administrative side because I know that you can see that. But the way I tried to do it, I got the old one with the old. And so those of us that aren't chairs I don't think we'd even know how to access the administrative side since there was a change in Civic Clerk. And because of that, we just have to reach a point where we're not getting all the material the day before because it's just different. I thought today, I'm going to get on top of it, and then I was like, well, I actually can't get on top of it. So I just wanted to point that out to everybody, that those of us that aren't chairs are waiting to have that access.
Thank you. Commissioner Romano.
Thank you, Chair. I agree with Commissioner Kleinfeld. It was a little late in coming. As I'm sure everybody's aware, we have a Records and Public Safety meeting tomorrow. There's going to be some questions. I would encourage people to do as I have done, which was call the people involved in here, the directors. I had a lot of questions for them. They answered them all, but they're more than willing to answer questions for you. But before you can answer those questions, we have to have we have to see what we want to ask. So if we get this information, it makes it a lot easier for us to know exactly what we're going to ask. So other than that, I do agree. Sometimes it helps to get this little in advance so we know exactly what we're asking, or when we call the directors, what we want to ask about. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you. Commissioner Zinner.
Thank you, Chair. I agree with Commissioner Kleinfeld, and I'm a chair, and I don't get it, I guess, any earlier than you do. And we used to get stuff several days in advance. And I don't know what the change is, but I like to look at it a few days ahead, and maybe you have to check the night before for a couple things. But anyway, I know there is a change. I don't know why. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Last chance, commissioners. Okay, seeing no other speakers, we will
Motion to adjourn.
close and move to motion to adjourn, and supported by Zinner. Please vote.
Motion passes 11-0.